Remy.
All right.
All right,
guys. We're on, Alex.
We're on.
We're live. All right, let's all start kind of how we know each other. I guess Alex and I'll start first historically. Go ahead.
Yeah, just known you since like first grade. Moved and like the only person had the same interests as me.
Yeah. Yes. No, first grade, literally. It's been a long time. And then how did we meet this dude?
It's kind of a similar thing, going to like 6th grade and moved to like merging different schools. And
met Alex in one of my classes. We ended up being partnered up, and he was like, "Hey, these are my friends at this table. Come sit with me."
Yeah,
I met you guys
at the lunch table. So you didn't say who you were. We gotta say who we are.
Yeah.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Okay.
So you go ahead and go first.
Yeah. So I guess my name's Alex. Did I say your last name?
If you want, doesn't matter. Just call you Alex. We'll call you Alex for now.
Yeah.
My name is Keegan.
Oh, and it's Jonathan.
All right.
We made it. So we got how we met. We all know each other. I'll start with the instruments, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And I signed up for the bass in, like, I think it was 7th grade, maybe 6th.
No, it's definitely 6th.
It was 6th, yeah. Definitely. Started playing then. I just love it, honestly.
Yeah. And then you kind of, what else did you play?
Oh, I did a little piano lessons, and then I took guitar lessons for about a year.
Guitar.
Yeah, I love
Good.
it.
Okay. My name is Keegan. Well, we already said my name.
Sponsored by Brothers.
I played the trombone. I started that in 4th grade. Kind of in middle school, played in jazz band a little bit till about 8th grade when I picked up the guitar. And I remember I was thinking, I was like, oh man, I'm going to play the jazz. And then it just hit me with the different A7 sus4 chords where your fingers are all twisted up and intertwined. And I said, I was like, yeah, I'll play the guitar, but I ended up not doing too well in jazz band and quitting jazz band. But I played trombone originally. Well, I ended up playing trombone till about sophomore year. I just wasn't a huge fan of the band director at the time, so I ended up dropping. And I still play the guitar to this day. I've dabbled a little bit in drums. I suck at drums. And then bass. I'm okay at bass, but playing guitar, the bass kind of comes natural. So we'll turn it over to you, Alex. What all instruments have you tried or played? Or
Yeah, so it was around like the same time as you, probably 4th grade. I got into band at school, playing percussion, and I don't know, it was just young, but I just remember it being a lot more fun. And then pretty much as soon as I got to middle school, I'm like, I'm not feeling this. I don't like this. And so I kind of dropped out of that for a little bit.
Kind of not the biggest fan of the band director and how he did things. You're always at the fate of the band director, being in a large scale band, which isn't always a great thing.
So it's like band director expectations. I couldn't keep up with it. But I always kept my drum kit and eventually got back into it when I eventually got more into music in high school.
Sure.
So
sure.
There was always that.
And you always had a drum kit, yeah.
Yeah, I never got rid of it.
Always had the drum kit.
Because I was like, percussion band may not have been my thing, but I definitely wanted to keep the drum kit.
Step brother, stay away from my drum kit.
Stay away from my drum kit.
Yeah. So I guess now we'll go to our biggest musical interests, like bands, groups, musicians, things like that. Just name a couple. We'll go ahead and start with you, Alex.
So just different bands?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when I was growing up, there was a lot of I just didn't get music. I don't know. Sure. It took me a long time. But then the first band I listened to, I'm like, dude, this is different. I'm obsessed with this. Was Rush.
Rush, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, they're so talented. They have so many albums.
Love Geddy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. he's great. Pretty much the whole like group it's like a power trio.
Alex Lifeson's so underrated. I feel like he's one of the most underrated, guitarists.
Yeah, he's the most underrated member of the band.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because they all contribute.
And he can still hold his own, which is crazy because he gets overshadowed freaking by Neil Peart and Geddy Lee.
Yeah, there's Neil Peart, who's amazing, and then Geddy Lee, who's singing, playing bass, playing piano all at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super talented.
Yep.
So I would say my biggest musical interest, everybody who knows me at least, who's kind of familiar with music, knows I really like John Frusciante from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He does it for me. He really got me into the genre of that and just playing in general. Really, I learned Under the Bridge, and I mean everybody knows the intro is really hard, but when you actually get to the verse, kind of that kind of got me into bar chords and really liking songs that had bar chords. And
you've been talking about Frusciante for a long time.
Yeah,
a long time. Put me on to him.
Yes, and as far as that goes, I like that. And the band Soundgarden, I saw them live. I really like Cornell. I think he's one of the best, if not the best.
So sad.
That's just my opinion.
So sad.
And then drummers like Alex said, I really like Neil Peart. I like Bonzo. Danny Carey. Oh, Tool. Yeah, that's another one. Tool. We could have a 5 episodes about Tool.
It's a rabbit hole. I think we've all gone down.
We all 3 of us and more people at one time listened to what's their new album?
Fear Inoculum.
Fear Inoculum. Yeah. We had like a listening party. We all were like, we're not going to listen to this, and we all kind of got together and listened to them, and it was pretty cool. It was an experience. Yeah, it was an experience. But bass players, who's some bass players? Justin Chancellor, God.
Yeah, and then Paul Diamore is the original, I think.
And then Geezer Butler, and man, there's too many to count. That's just some of mine, I think. And we'll turn it over to John. What do you think?
Biggest musical interest? Man, it's hard because I feel like at different times in my life I had different interests. Starting out,
sure,
real young, maybe 12, I was listening to Eminem.
Sure, yeah. I think we all had that.
I remember like pretty much the only reason why I listen to Eminem is because our whole friend group did. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is just what I'm listening to.
By default. Yeah, Lou really liked Eminem.
There was that phase. Coming up in high school, had Patroni showing us Mastodon.
Wearing the Primus shirt.
Yeah, got the
whole reason I know is because of that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'll never forget seeing them live too. Oh.
Yeah, we had a friend, Jacob Petroni. We'll probably try to have him on one cast, or one episode. But yeah, he kind of turned us on to a lot of like alternative stuff, or that. You know what I mean? Maybe it's in a household name, but like it's really good technical Dream Theater, and just this prog genre, which that's Alex's probably favorite genre, right?
Yeah, prog. Definitely. It's when I got into music, like it was Rush, so you get more into like other progressive rock bands.
Yeah.
So like Patroni showed me like Mastodon, Primus, Animals as leaders.
Yeah, those type groups, and we'll go ahead and go into the main part of the show. That's just kind of some introductions and bands and things we like. We'll go ahead and start talking a little bit about new life-changing albums. Alex recommended that, so.
Yeah, I feel like I've been enough on home with Rush being 20. Okay, sorry, I didn't catch it. But yeah, 2112, that was the album that got me more into music.
Overture.
Yeah, really just Overture itself, but the whole thing is great. But I've already had enough on Rush. Tool, I remember listening to Letterhouse for the first time. It was the same thing. Just I didn't know music could sound like this.
You didn't know. Yeah. It takes you to a different place. The different time signatures and stuff. Man, it's crazy. Life-changing albums for me, I guess, would be. I really liked Tool and some of the Tool albums, and I forget what was the first one I listened to. Maybe
Probably Letter Alice, but like
what's the one Einman's on? Is that
that is on Idol. That is just the name of the album.
Yeah, that one was really good, and then you put me on Opiate.
Yeah,
that
really
album.
the whole thing is you had to own them on CDs. Like they weren't on streaming or YouTube.
Yeah.
So you had to have the CD. You had to know somebody who could put it on your phone.
The whole discography, and not to mention that what was between the first album, the second album, Chancellor and Paul Diamore, the different bass players, just listening to that and how he got his tone and his style. And he was on the second. He wrote some of the songs on the second, but then he dipped and left the band. I forget why, but yeah, that was that's eye opening. But one I really liked was Blood Sugar Sex Magic. I just think that's one like everybody has those albums. You know those albums where every song on the album doesn't sound bad. Like you could listen to the entire album. That's, in my opinion, that's a great album. And we could maybe even do an episode about that, just albums that just don't sound bad, like from start to finish. Those are my favorite types of albums. But John, go ahead.
Life-changing albums. Man, it's such a hard choice. A few years back, Alex showed me Clutch, Blast Tyrant. I couldn't give it up, man. I was hooked on it. Love that.
Yeah.
Most recently, I found an album. I noticed that usually, like, you pick and choose your favorites, and that's how it is. But with this one, it's called Electrochronic Phonic by the Arcs.
I want to listen. How do you know that one?
Yeah, I know because of Jonathan.
I can go through the whole thing. I love it. Drums on point,
Yeah.
guitar on point.
Nobody's lacking.
No,
Well, it's the guy who he plays guitar, sings the Black Keys.
Yep.
Oh, is it that dude?
I
cannot remember the name of his.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
yeah,
good
yeah.
keys and vocals. The
He's
keys, Black
just-
Keys. Yeah.
He's an artist, bro. He does a great job.
So is it like a super group or like a side project or something? Or?
I guess
two other
side
guys.
project.
There's two other guys that are from another band. I can't think of it on the top of my head.
Yeah.
It's kind of more electronic focused, if I'm remembering right. So that's why the Arcs.
Yeah, like some
It's different.
some death grips or something.
And I get an AFC bride yelling at the mic.
Oh man. So we're kind of talking a little bit about music being the universal language. That's one John came up with. So
You let me lead it?
yeah.
Dude, I just noticed no matter where you go, there's music. Whether they're telling a story or just playing what they're feeling.
Right.
Wherever you go, there's music. And I feel like it is truly, could be a way to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's
100%.
a good point. It's. I mean, you think about like a country concert going there. I mean, I'm not trying to be racist, but you see black people there. It's like everybody likes their stuff that they have, and you would think some wouldn't like it, but it all especially somebody who truly appreciates music can appreciate all of it.
Absolutely.
So, what do you think about that, Alex?
Yeah, I definitely think that, I was thinking of when that question came up. I don't know, I'm just very awkward around meeting somebody for the first time, but I know
Your medium is kind of music.
Yeah, it's like
if somebody says music, you're
is-
good.
it is a medium, isn't
Which
it?
everybody has their music.
Yeah, as I have a desk job, there's a new hire that moved next to me. I'm like, oh, it's always awkward meeting somebody first time, but I saw he had a Chili Peppers tattoo. I was like, and
a scar,
yeah, and I was like, okay, I've got at least one thing I can talk to this guy about.
Nice.
Yeah. Bro, speaking of it, Jake's calling me. I'm gonna call him back. What else do we have here? We had what I said favorite concerts, and to me is what makes a good concert is not just the concert itself, but how the people respond, who you're with. Maybe you have a certain memory of that concert, maybe you're like...
Would you say the crowd vibe?
Yeah.
Maybe you're like, oh, I got fucked up at that concert, or this happened, or maybe some people were acting I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The different nuances of the concert.
I mean, all three of us. I remember in 2018 we went to see Stone Sour at the Egyptian Room downtown.
Yeah.
And it was we were up close, it's a small indoor venue.
I remember that.
And then like later that year we saw them open for Ozzy. Completely different vibe.
Completely.
Because they're
Completely.
because they're playing at Deer Creek, which is like one of the biggest venues in the country. And
Right.
it's
And
like,
I think if I recall, like we showed up mid-set to the end of their set, and we didn't even care because Ozzy was coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't care
and,
about stuff.
and that's how the whole crowd was. Like, I mean, for like Black Sabbath or Ozzy, people are there to see them.
Yes.
Keegan,
So, like-
it sucks to say that we didn't even care for Stone Sour.
Yeah, I know.
Corey Taylor.
Corey Taylor's good, man. That band's good, but we didn't.
We didn't care.
We didn't care.
It feels weird to say that.
But when we were at that Stone Sour, do you guys remember that dude in the hot dog suit who jumped up and
Yeah.
crowd surfed?
That's
Just
not-
like weird stuff like
That's not
that.
happening at Ruoff.
No.
Yeah.
That's not Ruoff's vibes, man. Or Deer Creek, like you said, people
Yeah.
used to call it. That's
Yeah, I still call it Deer Creek because every time I mention it, somebody they're like, "Oh, you mean Deer Creek?"
Right. And another one, Slayer. I mean, we saw Slayer at the Egyptian. What you guys don't
Yeah.
know the Egyptian Room.
We've seen Slayer a couple times.
The Egyptian Room is like a kind of a close quarter. I mean, it's kind of a big room, but it's a lot closer quarters, and it's stadium style seating. So you like first come first serve. So we ran all the way up to the front, and we're by the left
Oh,
speaker
dude, we were right
on
in
the left
front
side
of-
of the, right in front of Gary Holt, right?
Yep. it was in front of
Guitarist
Gary.
right in front of Gary Holt. And speakers are right there because after the concert, we're like, our left ear. Like, it wasn't our right ear, it's our left ear.
That was. I think I'm still hearing it.
But that
Dude,
was,
I'll never forget that Slayer concert. I was like, should we go to the mosh pit? You grabbed my shirt and you're like, let's go.
yeah, and then you see, yeah, and then John, we think he's dead, and I'm like, dude, he's dead, because I got back with Alex, I don't know where the hell he went, and then I just get a text, look back, and I look back, and it had to have been like 200 or 300 yards behind me, I just see him like, oh yeah, that's what
Dude,
that
was one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, me too, man. And we went to Steak and Shake after, and that was
Do you do it anymore?
yeah, man. That it's just concerts like it's not necessarily like who's there. I mean, it is, but like who you're with and the crowd,
It all
everything about the concert. But so we all said, you know, Slayer. I really like that. John, I don't think you were there, but him and I went to Black Sabbath. That was so fun.
Still pretty young.
Dude, I would have liked to see Black Sabbath.
Yeah, we were. I was just getting into them, you know.
Yeah.
And what were some other ones?
Some other ones that we've been to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you weren't with us, but like, we were all three at the Foo Fighters show. And that's the last time you ever going to see Taylor Hawkins.
Oh yeah. The last Foo Fighters show was great. I've seen Foo Fighters twice, I think. Who else?
Yeah. I mean,
Dude,
again,
as far as like lights and stuff, me and Alex went and saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
yeah.
And the lighting they had was.
I was at
Yeah,
that concert. I was with my dad.
It's another one where it was like me and John were sitting in a separate area and you already had tickets.
Are you going to Chili Peppers?
Oh yeah, going this year.
I had tickets, and I can't go.
Okay,
my
good.
job.
Ooh,
I have to sell
I
them to
hate
you
that,
or
bro.
something.
Let me know. I would.
We'll give you a
When is
discount.
it?
They're
When
selling
is
for 200 a piece.
They're expensive this time.
When
I'd
is
give
it?
them to you for like.
When is it, Keegan? When
I
is it?
give when is
July
it?
26th.
July
Thursday.
20th, Thursday, July 26th.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is a weekday.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you're working and
Yeah.
stuff, but yeah, if you want those tickets, let me know, man. I'll give
I'll
them
get back
to
to
you
you
guys.
on that.
We got 2 of them, so you and Hannah.
That'd be perfect. I'll get back to you on that.
But anyway, I mean, is there anything else that you guys can think of as far as subject material that you'd want to talk about or discuss on this one, or?
No, really, I think we got most of it.
On the next one, maybe. Shit, I need more time to think.
Well, I kind of have some stuff talking about like the future and what we're gonna do with the show. So, what to expect with the show? We have a lot of different ideas and that brewing up,
Yeah.
but
I think we just need to explore it a little more, real quick.
you might
Yes.
see this show turn into like a jam session for one episode or something, man. And just recording us doing
That might
stuff
be-
like that. But I think a main focus is we're gonna pick a subject, we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna make an entire episode about it, and probably all maybe try to contribute a little bit of research to it. Just see what we can bring to the show. And we're not opposed to, we've talked about bringing some of our friends or bringing guests. Maybe we could get some local musicians on the show or something to talk about. Maybe we could get an interview with some people down over at, where's that place that we went to where we saw, who was that band? We all saw Hannah was there, Heidi was there.
Oh gosh, we saw King
King
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Maybe we could go down
still
there and
great
get some interviews with some people, and I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know they're
See
really
what
nice guys, so they're always touring.
See
Yeah.
what happens.
Yep, or just get a moment to talk with that guy. That guy was cool. At the end of the show, he talked to us.
I think realistic as far as expectations, we'll work on the intro for you guys. We'll get some music, call ourselves something.
Yeah.
For now, triple shot trio.
I like that. I like
That's
that.
what we'll go with.
And then, as far as how often we're gonna post. I mean, I said.
I mean, right now it's kind of just we're texting each other, figuring out when we're free, and it's often planned a few weeks out. So right now it might just be, I think, 1 month an episode or two.
Yeah, 1 or 2 a month
two
or
an
something.
episode, and then it
Sure.
might pick up to where we're doing it every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on, if we're free, we're really what we can do as far as our availability. What would you say, Alex?
Yeah. No, I definitely like to stay open. I'm not, always available.
Yeah.
Like I said, it depends on the week. Last week, Father's Day and all that stuff happened, so we were busy.
Yeah, we were all Father's Day, Mother's Day. Summer's like a holiday every month.
And I love summer.
I love summer too.
I wish we had enough.
Yeah. Wish we had the summer off like school.
I miss it.
And then ideas for the future. I mean, we kind of talked about it, but we're just whatever comes to mind. Or if you guys have some comments, if you guys are like, hey, I'd like to see this episode, we can run it by us all, and we're open to what you guys want to see or what would like to see with the show. We talked about eventually we want to move to a table, and you guys might want to be like, if you guys ever move to a table, we'll quit watching, so we'll have to stay on the couch forever.
Hey.
I'm just like looking over here. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
it could be better for me.
Yeah, we could all be in front of each other and have it a little bit more Joe Rogan-like.
Yeah, a little bit.
Gotta
So,
get the red backdrop.
get a green screen or something, or
We got a lot to work on, but it's a work in progress.
yeah. So, I mean, that's really all I got to say about the show. I think I've covered everything I really wanted to on the first episode, but I think it went well. I think it went better than I expected.
Yeah.
With that being said, if y'all like music and want to hear our opinions, tune in.
Tune in. Till next time.
Till next time.
Bye.